Welcome. We are glad that you can join us today for the NTTV News at Noon. I'm Maygun Flanagan from the University of North Texas in Denton. A weak cool front and scattered thunderstorms are in the forecast for the remainder of the afternoon, a much needed change from the high temperatures we've been experiencing over the last few weeks. Today's top stories focus on journalism students from UNT are witnessing Brexit unfold during a study abroad trip to London, and jazz students from UNT's College of Music win 8 prestigious Downbeat Music and Outstanding Performance Awards. But first, summer in Texas brings heat exhaustion and safety concerns to the forefront of everyone's minds. But what should we watch out for when taking our canine companions out on walks, car rides, or to local dog parks during the summer months to keep them safe? I went to a local veterinarian clinic to locate those answers for us. Each summer, heat exhaustion causes thousands of worried pet owners to rush to local vet clinics and emergency facilities in hopes of saving their best friend's life. You may know when temperatures soar, it's not wise to leave your pet outside or in unattended vehicles for extended periods of time. But what should you do if you notice your pet is exhibiting symptoms of heat exhaustion, and what signs should you look out for? To answer these questions and more, I sat down with Diane Bobbitt of the Corinth Vet Clinic.
Heat exhaustion is not something to play around with. Because yes, it could be a fatal consequence if the temperature got high enough. If you walk outside barefooted on concrete and it's too hot physically for you to walk on, it's too hot for them to walk on. It's really just being aware of what your pet is doing, and signs of, tiredness and overheating with the extreme panting. Lethargy is one of the biggest things that you'll see where they're just worn out and they don't want to go. If they're really hot, their ears will be really red too. Same thing with their gums. They normally have pink gums if they seem to be real hot and red. Those are some signs to look for. The way that they cool their body is by panting, and their body can be cooled by the pads of their feet. So if they are having signs of heat exhaustion, you can wet their feet to try to cool them down. I would always bring water, and they have collapsible bowls that you can bring, like a towel that you could get wet that you could put on them, so if they did get overheated, you could cool them down slowly. The biggest thing is you don't want to cool them down too fast. So you don't want to put like ice packs on them and that kind of thing, because that can put them into a shock type situation. So you just want to let them cool down slowly.
So remember, when heading to the dog park this summer, be extra vigilant when it comes to looking out for signs of heat exhaustion in your four-legged friend. After graduating from a university and receiving a bachelor's or master's degree, you expect to be taken seriously among colleagues within your chosen career. Unfortunately, that is not always true for women, and I was able to sit down with recent graduates to get a clearer picture of what it's really like for young women entering the workforce after graduation. Each semester, thousands of women graduate from universities such as the University of North Texas with the aspirations of finding careers within their chosen field of study. However, upon graduation, many are finding it to be very difficult to make a name for themselves and advance within those careers thanks to what is known as the glass ceiling. I was able to sit down with Demetria Jefferson and Allison Cleary, recent graduates of UNT and Texas Women's University, to discuss their experiences within the work world and how they have or haven't been able to shatter that glass ceiling.
I was told that a roundabout way that they needed someone who was available at any time, and just in between the lines, basically, because I had a family outside of work that I couldn't have that position. I don't think men are looked at as having obstacles. I think there's that mindset that the woman takes care of the household. So if there was a man in a workplace being looked at for a position and a woman, if that woman had children, I think 9 times out of 10, if they were equally as qualified, they would go with the man.
Every day I do experience glass ceilings with trying to communicate with male doctors and trying to get them to accept my recommendations for patients. You have to do what's right for you, and if you are on a career path that you know that you love, that you know you're going to be good at, then just keep going. There are always going to be people that are in your way, and then there are always going to be people that are talking about you, and there are going to be tons of people that don't like you, but that's how you know that you're onto something great. That's how you know that you're doing the right thing. So you just have to keep going.
We'll be back in a moment to talk with Andrea Cardenas about her experience with glass ceilings within the workplace. Welcome back. Earlier, we found out how difficult it can be for female graduate students to be taken seriously within their careers. But how are female undergrads handling the glass ceiling within the workplace? I'm here with Andrea Cardenas, a senior at the University of North Texas, to discuss her experiences. Welcome, Andrea.
Hi, Megan. Thank you for having me.
Have you ever experienced a glass ceiling within the workplace?
I have. I've been underestimated because I am Hispanic, but mainly because I'm a female. And most people think that men are more capable than females to accomplish things that we as females can actually accomplish. But they think that I've been underestimated because at my job, they think that men can do things better than I can. So I feel, in a way, discriminated in that sense.
Okay, and when you feel discriminated because of that, what does that motivate you to do or to act in those situations?
It gives me more confidence within myself to pursue more because I am a female, to show and prove myself that not just men can do things, that females and Hispanics can work towards things that other people can do as well.
Do you think that in the future the glass ceiling will be shattered?
Not necessarily, because everybody has their own way of thinking, and there's always that one person that's going to be at your job trying to push your buttons and getting you mad and trying to put you down. So I don't think it'll ever get shattered.
What advice could you give to other females out there that are encountering these type of situations?
I would just tell them that you're a female for a reason, that you're capable to do whatever you set your mind to do. So just pursue what you set your goals to, what you set yourself to do.
Okay, and when you graduate from the University of North Texas, how do you plan on taking that advice with you to your career?
I plan on, my motivation is to outshine everybody that's in the workplace or where I go or wherever life takes me, because I don't like to discriminate people and I don't like to be discriminated. So I wouldn't like, I just want to prove to everybody that females are capable to do things that men can do.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Andrea, and telling us about your experience within the work world. We'll be back in just a moment. After the break, we'll find out what aspects of UNT's jazz program helped bring home 8 Downbeat Music Awards. Musicians of all ages apply to UNT specifically for its jazz program. But what aspects of the department attract students to UNT's campus each year? I sat down with John Murphy, a professor in jazz studies, to find out why so many people favor UNT's jazz program over other universities throughout the country.
Jazz enthusiasts who become students in the program can expect to be prepared in all of the facets of being a professional musician. I like hearing new music composed and arranged by the students. People take this well-rounded preparation that they're getting and they apply it to what they feel most drawn to in music. That's the goal of everything that we're doing here.
When we come back, we'll be at J&J's Pizza on the Square, where local comedians are set to perform later this evening. Thank you guys. I'm here in the dirty old basement here at J&J's on the Square, where local comedians are getting ready to perform. If you're in the area and you're looking for delicious food as well as a variety of beer, J&J's is the place to be. The doors open at 8 and the show begins at 9, so please come early because it will fill fast. I'll be back here at 10 with footage of the acts as well as interviews with the comedians themselves. So please stay tuned and I'll send it back to you guys at the station. I'm Maygun Flanagan. Thank you for joining us for NTTV News at Noon.